How's it going, YouTube? So I came out here to keep doing some work on this pain in the butt F250, trying to get the good videos out, figure out what's going on with it, and figure out if we're going to save it. However, it's raining and apparently it's supposed to snow in 7 minutes. That's what I get for not looking at the weather before I dress up. So instead, we can't work on that either. That's outside. I am going to be working on my garage, which I may or may not make into a video. But this rain kind of illustrates. I'm looking at putting a retaining wall down my backyard and putting a 30 by 60 shop right here, which will give me more than enough to work on what I need to work on at the time being. So days where I come out here to attempt projects and get rained out by a truck that I don't think will even clear in my garage. And even if it did, I'm going to be extremely tight. My garage is a mess right now. Makes me want to do that garage back here more and more. And it's not going to be a full garage. It'd be one of those little like dome buildings. So as I've hinted at in other videos, I kind of had the little diesel refinery set up. I'll probably have 2 tanks of waste and then 2 of like a processing tank and a finished tank. And then behind it I have my hot water heater that's going to run the diesel refinery. I'll probably put my chemicals up along the wall, and any kind of piping I need is going to be done, I believe, with flexible vinyl piping, but I might have to upgrade that if I see it breaking down or showing issues over time. I'm working on rearranging my garage. I redid a lot of this wall. I'm thinking this filing cabinet is going to go somewhere on this wall, maybe down on the end, depending on how the depth works out. And I'm just kind of thinking of how to get rid of all this stuff. This will be going back to Owen, who's been in some of my older videos, and actually one of my recent videos, the oil change on the F-150. Additionally, this big mirror I bought from an auction with plans of refinishing it did not happen. That mirror is going to go to somebody in my local Facebook group where I'm just giving away stuff that I don't need at this point. This whole area is mostly stuff that I need. However, it can be organized better. So I think I'm going to get this in that corner and see how it fits. This I'm going to slide into the driveway since it's not working at all right now. I don't know what's wrong with it, but it does not work. And then just look at like reorganizing this side of the garage. This side of the garage is dirty, but it's mostly just putting stuff away. I had somebody I thought was going to pick up that fish tank and they did not, so I just need to find somebody else for that to go to. But most of these are like, when my Subaru got totaled, I emptied out everything into the garage that was in there. I have some tools here from working on the F250. I have some more tools up here from working on the F250. I have some miscellaneous stuff that hasn't made it into the house, and then just general cleaning up of little tools. Wherever my furry Diesel ended up. Oh, there he is. Hey, Diesel. How's it going, Bubs? How's it going? Come here. Oh, good boy. Good boy. So something I've seen, and I noticed this the other day, is I have like separation going on here, and then also up here. So I am going to put the filing cabinet in the corner for now, but I'm also going to get a crack sealer to run. Probably it's going to go all the way around the garage if I had to guess. Just kind of hitting up everything I see. And that's because my garage is warmer than outside when it's closed for a long period of time, but it is still cold. So my plan is to get all this sealed up, seal around the doors. You can, if I turn this off, you can probably see light from outside. Yeah, like down there. You see light through the edges, so I'll get some of that like brush stuff all the way around the door. Looks a lot better. That's like either trash or stuff I'm gonna give away or stuff for people. Over here's still a mess. I didn't really work on that. This, I cleaned up this. And here is, if you can guess, air hoses and extension cord. I mean, there's not a whole lot in here, but it's kind of the big stuff that I'm like, I don't know where this can go, so I'd shove it in. And this does double lock, but once again, it's in my garage, so I don't worry about it. There's nothing too expensive in there. I do want to get new casters for this, because the casters are shot. Up here, I found out that apparently, I have another light here I'd forgotten about. So, it's not as good as that one, but I will, get a smart outlet for this. So when I turn on my garage lights, this light turns on automatically and my toolbox light turns on. And same thing when I turn off. So if I come here and turn off, it'll take a second, but they both shut off. Come over here and I press the on button and everything comes back on. So just using some, I'm gonna say Amazon instead of her name, routines to do that. I think all of those gas cans are gonna go into this filing cabinet, probably on the bottom, because I put them there. They're good to have in a pinch, but I mean, I have some up there, I have some down here, I have some bigger ones. I don't know where the bigger ones are, but I don't need them sitting out. They're taking up real estate on shelving. I'd much rather put them away and have them out of the eye. If it makes sense in the future, I can pull them back out, put something else in the drawer, but it just makes more sense to put those in there for now. This whole area, I'm thinking this tote and these buckets go into my attic, so they're going to be totally out of the picture. And then probably my two motors pushed up against this, my sandblaster on the outside, because we're going to be using that in the somewhat near future on the dump truck. This snowblower, I'll probably go ahead and just turn. The rear end folds down so it won't stick out so much. The big question I don't know what to do with them yet is the motorcycle dollies. I have two of them. And I mean, I guess I could just pull this out of here, and I might do that. Try to tuck them up behind, like right here on the wall. So I think that's a great idea. Thank you for recommending that. I greatly appreciate it. It's just a lot of slow progress. I think this is kind of a setup I've been using off and on in the garage as far as how to store the two motors and the stand, so that kind of made sense to start. And then I had the snowblower the other direction, but it's got this little piece that was sticking out into the walkway, and I'm like, that just seems like a fragile piece to have sticking out. It's kind of hard to see, so let's turn it sideways and get that tucked away. And then I tucked the sandblaster against it, so it's kind of protected back there. This was just thrown there for now. I'm not totally sure what I'm doing with that. And then the other thing was this dolly. It's a small dolly. I need to get a bigger one. When I get a bigger one, I'll probably get rid of this one, but for now, it works for the little stuff when I need it to, so I just kind of tucked it there. We'll see if that's where it stays, because it's not really precarious. I mean, I can knock this and it stays up there pretty good, so I think that's okay, but we'll just see if there's a cleaner spot for it. And then the other big thing I did was over here in this, I have jerry cans on the bottom. Then I have some grass seed and some fertilizer. Then I have fertilizer and fertilizer ball things. And this one's empty, this one's empty. The nice thing about this is all of the shelves in here pull out, so you can like stack stuff in from the top and push it in. Additionally, not that it's going to be used in this location, it's got like a little workbench you can pull out, so it's got a lot of use. This is a bunch of fish stuff. I gave away a couple fish tanks the other day, so this is stuff that's going to go with my last tank I gave away. But I mean, you have a good walkway back here to get to this. Especially once this mirror's gone, I keep the four-wheeler in neutral in the garage, and I can push it back and forth as needed. You've probably seen me do it a couple times. So I have a lot of flexibility with that and how I want to use it. These shelves, I'm really not sure. We're going to be doing the 20-foot trailer at some point. There's a 12,000-pound winch there that's probably going to go in that trailer. Beyond that, these are, I believe, parts for the LS engines. For the most part, yeah. Below it is my buddy's Jetta that's out here. I have some boxes of stuff for Trey and all those. The only thing I'm not happy about this side is, one, it could use a little reorganization, but two, my ramps that I use a good bit are in this corner, and in this current configuration, this still needs cleaned up because I use those ramps all the time. I need them to be easily accessible. But got that. Additionally, I put my Cobalt drawers back into the piece. Previously, they were under this workbench, and I liked it because it was an easy layout. However, just between having to open this drawer, fold up the worktop every single time, compared to how easy it was for me to just come in here and grab a Husky socket just by pulling out, I decided I liked the drawer setup. So I'm not totally convinced if I'm going to keep these at this location, but I do want to keep the drawers in my toolboxes. A little more portable, a little easier to access. I like it a little more. Haven't really done anything over here. My air tools, I kind of made this little stupid thing, and then I just cut up little PVC pipes and cut holes in them, or cut slots in them so you can just slide stuff in and out. It's not really pretty, but I definitely think I'm going to bring that probably to this one, and maybe this one, because I'm going to need 2 to 3 of these like little cubbies for my air tools. So I'm not sure if it's going to be these 3 or like these 4, or I think for first I'm going to start with these 2, maybe make it this 3rd, and then if I have to expand, I will. I have the reels up there. I'm going to probably run a short stint up here and then have one on the ceiling, right up, have one on the ceiling somewhere up in here so I can just kind of crank it to make it like roll back, so that way I just grab from there, I can pull out into the driveway, and then when I'm done, I can just roll it back up there. And I'll probably have a little pipe extension to make that really easy. My garage has been filthy, and this is a much needed cleanup from it. I'm hoping by the end of today this mirror is gone. Because once again, it's not taking up that much space. I mean, I can still push the four-wheeler with it there, but I think it'll just make this side feel much more open when that's gone.